Our fathers brought forth upon this continent.
Do you feel the same as I do? When I first watched the Dick Van Dyke Show on my family's old black and white TV, the crackling opening melody was enough to make everyone stop whatever they were doing, gather around, and wait to see whether Rob Petrie would fall over that familiar Ottoman or manage to keep his balance. We burst into laughter every time Buddy tossed out a sarcastic line that left the whole writer's room helpless, or when Laura stood with her arms crossed pretending to be upset, even though her eyes sparkled with mischief. Those moments shaped my childhood, filling it with warmth and laughter. But behind that effortless charm were stories almost no one knew. The shy leading man who secretly drank to steady his nerves, the tight Capri-pants worn by Laura that nearly got the show cancelled, and the absurd TV rules that forced Rob and Laura to sleep in separate beds. Today, we're stepping behind those studio doors to explore 15 secrets of this legendary sitcom, starting with the iconic opening, which actually had 3 different versions, all created by accident one rushed afternoon when the director told Dick Van Dyke to fall, just a little. He fell hard, then avoided the Ottoman smoothly, then stumbled lightly, and Carl Reiner, seeing magic, decided to rotate all 3 for fun. Then there was Dick Van Dyke himself, beloved as the polite, clumsy, charming Rob Petrie, yet hiding a painful battle with alcoholism, drinking after nearly every scene until he finally chose rehab in 1972 to reclaim his real self. Mary Tyler Moore had her own controversy when her fitted Capri-pants caused outrage at Procter & Gamble, whose executives claimed they were too tight for the audience. They even threatened to pull sponsorship until Sheldon Leonard flew out to defend the show, allowing Laura Petrie to keep the style that quietly modernized the image of women on television. CBS censors were equally stubborn when they forbade Rob and Laura from sharing a bed, insisting viewers weren't ready, only to drop the rule a few years later, an inconsistency that still made Van Dyke laugh decades afterward. Mistakes often made it on-screen too, like the famous Bupkis episode where Dick dialed the phone before checking the number, laughed at himself, and the director kept it because it felt so real. Real emotions also surfaced behind the scenes when Rose Marie quietly struggled with Mary Tyler Moore's growing popularity, not from jealousy but from the natural shift of the show toward family stories. Years later, both women spoke of each other with deep respect. The show itself nearly didn't survive. Season 1 had low ratings, CBS planned to cancel it, and only Procter & Gamble's strong protest saved it. Ironically, the series ended up becoming the last long-running black-and-white sitcom in America, ending gracefully before color TV changed everything. On set, the cast was so close that Dick once accidentally called Rose Marie Ro in a scene, using her real nickname. The mistake was kept because it felt like authentic office banter. Even the role of Rob Petrie almost went to Johnny Carson, who auditioned brilliantly, but Carl Reiner felt he was too much of a star, choosing Dick Van Dyke's gentle, relatable charm instead. Few know the theme song once even had lyrics written by Maury Amsterdam, though CBS eventually chose the instrumental version we all remember. And perhaps the most beautiful truth is that Carl Reiner built the show from real stories, walking around the studio each morning with a cup of coffee, quietly asking, "Anything strange happen at home?" turning everyday life into timeless comedy. Today, when we revisit this masterpiece, we don't just see a sitcom. We see the laughter, flaws, mistakes, and brilliance that made the Dick Van Dyke Show one of the most human creations in television history.